Hey friends, hey friends. This is Rose, Coach Rose AJ, coming to holla at you guys with Carnivore Plus a little bit more. I have my virtual bestie in the his house with me, Miss Brenda. We've actually met a time before, and we'll meet again actually next week, Brenda, in person. But we've developed a virtual relationship, as you guys will find out more and more with these conversations, and we're both carnivores, right? So we're always wanting to talk about a little bit more on this show versus just the carnivore aspect, because yes, we are carnivores and that's what brought us together. But we are women that are over 50 and we have lots of ideas and topics and conversations beyond carnivore. So
Mhm.
today, Brenda, I want to catch up with you because it's been a little bit since we've chatted. How are you doing, girl? I love your tree in the background. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. And the tree in the background, that came from our backyard. So what a blessing is that? That's awesome. It's missing the tree topper right now, but yeah, we've been getting a tree from the backyard for at least 10 years now. So hopefully we'll have another one for next year. So yeah, I've been doing great, trying to enjoy the season as well as catch up on a lot of things, but it's things are great. Life is great.
I wouldn't expect it any other way from you, to be quite honest, right?
Yeah,
You're
right.
always upbeat. And I think when we had conversations about gratitude last month, you really kind of said that it's not something that you have to work on. And I was like, wow, I really have to work on gratitude. But the fact that
Mm,
she doesn't, you're a good role model for me in that sense.
mm.
But today, what I'd like to talk about for a little bit, because this is actually, we're recording on December 23rd, and New Year's resolutions. So, Brenda, do you take or make any New Year's resolutions for yourself?
I always have some goals, and I try to cast a somewhat of a vision each year for the coming year, reflect on, what I'd like to be different than last year. And um, this year, I really do want to have a vision board, which is something I've wanted to do in the past. And I've done a little bit, but not so much. So this year, well, in the next week, I'm going to be working on my vision board. I may not complete it in a week, but I'll have the basics down. I'm thinking about it, and I usually at least have some words or phrases on a whiteboard in my office, and so those are things that I can see every day, reflect on, and then some of those things I even try to write daily. Or read something that is related to that. So, yes, I'm working on my next year, 2025, the vision and the goals.
Okay. So I never, ever, ever set New Year's resolutions. I learned that about 10 years ago because I would be so gung ho, Brenda, like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose this amount of weight. I'm going to go there. I'm going to apply for this. I'm going to read 27 books, just all these things, right? Because we come out the gate of the
Mm-hmm.
previous year with so much energy and light and expectations and joy that all these things are going to manifest. And, 5 days in, I'm like, psh, that wasn't really a goal, right? So that's why I always go like, you need to do everything that you want to do when it's placed upon your heart or when you're thinking about it. So it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. So for me, I really don't focus on New Year's goals. However, I have done vision boards, like you've said, vision boards in the past. And I will be going to Michael's this week and getting some
Oh.
supplies and doing my vision board, but it's going to be very, very specific, right? And that vision board might only be up in my office space for about a good month, and that's it, right? Because I want to cement it to memory and then tuck it away, and then maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months later to see which one actually comes to fruition. So, what about you? If you have a vision board and it's up, do you keep it up for the whole year or do you tuck it away after so many months?
Well, I think I've only done a vision board once or twice in the past. Um, and I probably didn't pay attention to it after a while, because yeah, some goals you want to be achievable yet beyond where I mean you want them to be something you can work at, not too easy, and yet achievable with some effort. And this I really do have. This is a new season in my life. It's, to me, where I'm no longer working, you know, you know, doing the clock, you know, by the clock. And so I I'm looking forward to this season and how am I get what am I going to do to make the best of it and really get into some of the things I've always wanted to do or always thought, oh, I don't have time. You know, those things that I've allowed myself to make excuses for maybe. And so I plan to keep this vision board up for the whole year in my office. And yep, we'll see how
Love it.
it
I
goes.
love it. I love it. So keeping it up and seeing it on a regular basis
Mhm.
will help you, you think? Will help you or remind you?
Right, I think so. But maybe I'll bring up something I did one year. I remember writing some goal. Oh well, I'll tell you something. I wrote out things I wanted in a husband at one year, many years ago, and um, I didn't get married until I was in my 40s. And I had opportunity. Then I'm glad I didn't take those opportunities. But I had written down probably in my 30s. I wrote down, you know, what I wanted in a husband, and it's funny because I did tuck that away, and then after I got married, I found that again, and I was like, oh, it's pretty darn close. So I thought that was pretty cool to be able to put it in writing, and so you're kind of sowing the seeds in your mind and your heart, and yeah, that came to be. So.
Love it. I love the fact that when we take it out of our heads and we put it on paper or we communicate it to someone else, or even like childhood memories, diaries or whatever you're writing in, and you forecast your future, and then you go back and look at these entries, you're like, wow, I knew back
Mhm.
then what I was going to be today. So, or do today. So that is awesome. So before we finish this, I want to ask you about words for the new year. This is kind of piggybacking on a conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago. Words for the new year. So I'm going to share with you what mine are, which are power and possibility. And the reason that I chose those words specifically is because I love to dream out loud. I love to create everything out loud, especially when I'm working out. The visions are really strong and stuff. But that's my possibility. I believe anything is possible, right? With faith and hard work and just doing the grind, whatever it is, anything is possible, right? You can recreate your life in a matter of minutes, hours, or years. And so the power part of it comes from I need to remind myself at times how powerful I truly, truly am, because sometimes
Mhm.
I feel as women and, people that I coach also need to be reminded that God or whoever you believe in did not bring us this far in life just to like let us go by the wayside. And
Yeah.
then when we have troubles along the way or we hit something that is like mind numbing or we stumble, and sometimes we forget how powerful and strong we really are because our life circumstances have brought us this far, our experiences, our wisdom, right? And we are powerful beings, or I am a powerful person, right? So
Yes.
that's why I've chosen those words for this year, and just to be a continual reminder for myself. What about you? What are some words that you might have?
I love your words. Those are awesome. And I
Thank you.
think I I see them in you. So yeah, very
Oh,
much so. Uh, well, I mentioned to you a little while ago that step it up is a little phrase for me. Um, because for one, I've been I haven't been stepping it up. I've kind of thought about it. In this would be in in various this could be applicable in many things that we go through in life. It could be my workouts or my how I am in a relationship or how I am in personal development or in various things. Okay, then also step it up in my home things I need to do at home or want to do at home, and that would be like home projects or organizing things like that. I've kind of been on a flat line for most of that. I've had a couple peaks and I could kind of flat line, so I need to step it up, and that's because I want to. I mean, I have that desire in me to do that. But also, I've mentioned the being lean, strong, vibrant, and healthy. That's something that I have had in my mind for many years as a goal, but I want to live that through. So I'm bringing that to mind again because I kind of had stated that um, each year, but it's not going away. That is still my lean, strong, vibrant, healthy. That's where I want to be, and I want to work towards that. Step it up can help me get there. Also, I have one more phrase and a scripture verse I want to say. So I have this. I heard it from somebody else, and I just embraced it. It's see the light, be the light, and share the light. And I true that really hit me. I just love that because that can be an impact in many ways. The light is life, light is goodness, and there's so many things in seeing the light, being the light, and sharing the light. I can apply that many ways, but I really really love that, and that can be done in many ways. And don't want to take up too much time, but the other I would say my life verse that I embraced several years ago when I was at my lowest point in a number of ways. And it was 2 Timothy 1:7, where it says, depending on the translation, but for God did not give me a spirit of fear or timidity, but of power, of love, and a sound mind and discipline. So those, if I can remind myself of that every day, I think that is going to empower me and just be a great tool in my toolbox. Is just to bring that to memory. Yeah,
hey, girl, that's a lot
I
of words,
know.
a lot of phrases, but they just rolled off of you so
Yeah.
eloquently. But I do love your lean, strong, vibrant, and healthy. So I might have to come back to you on that and create a challenge with
Okay.
those exact words.
Okay.
And
Sounds
we
good.
can part together on that. But okay, my friends, we are going to close out this New Year's edition of Carnivore Plus a little bit more. And I hope that 2025 brings everyone what they are hoping, wishing, and working towards. And this conversation is going to be bound to come up again, but in a different way, right? It won't necessarily be the New Year's resolutions or the New Year's words or whatnot, but it might show up in conversations as motivation. How do you keep going in spite of the circumstances? You know, we're 3 months in, spring is around the corner. What do we do next? It might show up in different ways in that capacity. So, with that being said, Brenda, do you have anything, any last words you'd like to close out this episode with?
I just hope hope you all have a great end of 2024 and a fabulous start to 2025.
Hoorah! You heard it from us first. Thanks, guys.